Hello. This is Alicia at Shiloh Nutrition and Wellness. Thank you for joining me again. I really appreciate you joining me. And today's Friday, so I hope you had a great week. I'm going to wrap up what I finished a couple days ago on Moringa. And from the previous video to now, I learned so much about Moringa. And I am amazed of all its amazing antioxidants. And I did a little research on it and where it came from, where it's grown, and how you can grow it. And this time, unlike the first video I made with Moringa Oleifera, I used coconut milk. And today I decided to use almond milk. It's not really milk, from the almonds, but I decided to use almond milk, 1 cup of almond milk. Okay, and again, I bought this at Costco, and I used a cup of that. I'm going to use a little bit of cinnamon and a little bit of stevia. And again, you can use water. You can use this in a smoothie. You can use it in sauces, soups, almost anywhere that you want. But I'm going to try it this time with almond milk. I've never tried it with almond milk, but I'm sure it's going to be good. So what we have here is my new red blender. Okay, so it calls for a tablespoon of moringa. Now sometimes there's certain greens, if you're not used to certain greens, it might be a little strong for you, but just maybe start with a teaspoon, and then a couple teaspoons, and then up to a tablespoon. But okay, so we got a rounded tablespoon of moringa, some green powder, green superfood, and it seems like I forgot my little spoon, but a little dash of cinnamon, because I love cinnamon. And okay, my little spoon, okay, I didn't bring it, just a little dash of stevia, which I buy online. And then I had this on the stove because I'm not in my house right now. I'm in my office. So I had this heated up. It was on the stove, so it's pretty hot. Oops. Okay. So we're gonna pour that in there. And you don't want to bring it to a boil. Just as long as it's a little hot. And I'm thinking I'm gonna need more. So let me pour that in and then add a little bit of more. Well, I could tell it's not going to be as much as I want it to be, but okay. And this little thingy, this little pot, I used to live in, I was raised in Michigan, Detroit, Michigan, and I bought this in Dearborn for those Michiganders. This is from Dearborn, from one of those Arabic stores. I've had this for maybe 15 years. So anyway, I'm going to wait on the water for a little bit. But the Moringa Oleifera, it's a tree. This beautiful green powder comes from the leaves that grow on the tree. And the tree is native to northern India, but now it's common in subtropical regions such as Asia, Africa, and Latin America. So that's good to know. It's also known as a drumstick tree because of the long pods that look like drumsticks. Horseradish tree, ben, or benzoyl tree. Okay. Now I've included a 3-minute video of how to grow moringa tree, and it's very easy. I was really impressed of how easy it is. So I'm gonna go ahead and buy me order some moringa seeds and plant those, see what happens, because we are in South Texas, and I imagine that I can grow it easier than if I lived in Alaska or Michigan. So go ahead and go to my Facebook page, Shiloh Nutrition and Wellness, and you'll notice that I put a link of how one gentleman grew his 3 or 4 moringa trees. Very easy. It's about a 3-minute video, so it's not that lengthy, so it's not like you have to be on your computer too long. And the seeds are only about a little under $4, so not bad for all the benefits that the moringa tree has, or the moringa powder has. It grows easily from seeds. or from cuttings, and it blooms after 8 months. Can you believe that? That's pretty quick. And it grows up to 50 feet tall. A lot of interesting things I found out about moringa. Okay, that's hot enough. So let me get that. I don't want it to boil. Okay, so I'm going to pour a little bit of more hot water in there. And, okay. And again, I always remove this little thing off. If you don't have this, take this one off because of the steam, and you don't want it to burst and crack and go into your face. We wouldn't want that. So let me close this. Okay, and then, let's see. About 10 seconds. You don't have to blend it for too long, but okay, that's about 10 seconds. And let's see. Again, this is the first time I've made it with the almond milk, but if it was delicious with coconut milk, I don't see why it wouldn't be just as delicious with almond milk. And again, one day I need to buy some kind of zoomer or something so you could see the froth. Isn't that pretty? Let me taste it. It's pretty good. Actually, it's very good. It's very good. It tastes about the same as coconut milk. It's not as rich as a coconut with the coconut milk, but either way, I love it, and I think you will too if you like the one with coconut. And you can try it with water. Again, there's no book that says that. There's nothing that says that you can't try it with water, but I always like to put it in the blender. There's something about the frothiness that I like. Okay, so back to moringa. It's an incredible, I just read about it. It's incredible. It's loaded with antioxidants. It's got so many benefits. And let me read something to you, because I can't remember all these facts, but it contains 7 times the amount of vitamin C compared to oranges. Imagine that. 4 times as much calcium and double the protein than milk. 4 times the vitamin A in carrots. 3 times the potassium in bananas. And it has the ORAC units are 157,000. What's ORAC? ORAC, O-R-A-C, stands for oxygen radical absorbance capacity. And all that is, ORAC units, well, researchers and some doctors suggest that you consume 3,000 to 5,000 ORAC units, 3,000 to 5,000 ORAC units per day. And this has 157,000. So the rest of them you can easily get from berries and dark chocolate and a bunch of other foods that are loaded with antioxidants. So the ORAC, what ORAC is, it's a test that they use to find out the antioxidant levels in foods. So, and obviously the higher the ORAC units, the higher the antioxidant activity. And of course, antioxidants help fight disease, and they help trim back the clock of aging. So we're all going to age. I always tell people I'm going to be a healthy old lady instead of a sick old lady. And Lord willing, I will be, I would say 95 to 100 years here in this good old earth. And I'm praying that I die in my sleep. That's the best way to go. Wake up in heaven. Okay, so, and the foods with the highest antioxidants, just a few of them because there's many. Strawberries, blueberries, blackberries, kale, red apples, artichokes, pecans, dark chocolate, walnuts, plums, spinach, beetroot, kidney beans, etc. Kidney beans. So there's a lot more, but those are the basics, most common foods that a lot of us eat. But just be careful, like with the red apples and the dark chocolate. I primarily follow the Keto Protocol, in case some of you didn't know. I'm big on that, and so I watch my carbs and make sure I don't, I really don't eat fruits much, maybe once a week. So if you're thinking of the Keto Protocol or diet, I don't really like to say diet because everything you eat is considered a diet. Diet just means what you consume. So I like to say Keto Protocol because to me it's become a way. It's become a way of life for me to eat doing the Keto Protocol, and that's a whole different subject that I will continue maybe this weekend or Monday. And it is dedicated to a wonderful friend in Michigan, Kiki Daigle. And she, there's a lot of people that want to know about certain things and about the Keto Protocol, but Kiki just kept asking me questions, and she just gave me that little push that I needed to confirm that I need to do a little series on the Keto Protocol. There's a lot of information on ketogenesis, the ketogenic diet, ketogenesis, ketones, all those K words, related to the Keto Protocol. And they can be very confusing. I know they were confusing to me about a year ago. There's a lot of information, but I boiled it down to maybe 9 or 10. I have to do an outline of the pointers I'm going to cover, but mainly I'm going to simplify it, because now that I know what I know, I've studied extensively about keto through different doctors, different authors on the ketogenic protocol. So I've come to narrow it down to simplify it for the average person that like me, that I was bombarded with all these things, and how to measure your ketones and how long it takes to go into ketosis, and it's never just one thing. It's a lot of things. A lot of things come into play. Your age, how overweight you are, how active you are, if you're a type 2 diabetic, there's all kinds of factors. It's never just one thing. And the Keto Protocol is a tool. There's many ways to lose weight, but I have found that the keto protocol, it's fun, and you don't think about it. You're not thinking about counting calories. You're not thinking about buying special foods. You're just, once you learn the basics, you understand that it's not about denying yourself a whole lot. It's actually a fun. And I've gone on every diet. I've done the Slim Fast diet, the cabbage diet, the lemon diet, the lettuce diet, the banana diet. I've done every diet that you can think of, everything I read, and back in the day when I used to read Cosmopolitan and all those crazy magazines. I just tried everything, and nothing worked. Yeah, you lose 5 or 10 pounds, in 6 months, or 3 to 6 months, and then you gain it back again, and then you're back to square one, and then you try the next diet and the next. So the protocol, I've been on it almost a year. It'll be a year in February. I love it, and I promote it because it works for me. At 55 years old, I have never been down to 110 pounds. And once I seriously learned about the Keto Protocol and I incorporated it into my life and tweaked it to where it worked for me, I lost 20 pounds, a little over 20 pounds. So it worked for me, and I know it can work for you if you know how to make it work for you. Because a man you're not gonna eat the same foods that, say, your husband or your brother or a male will eat. It's impossible, because God just designed them differently. So what I eat is different than what my husband eats. So I'm going to do a little mini series on the Keto Protocol, thanks to Kiki that gave me that little push. In the meantime, I'm going to enjoy my Moringa tea while it's hot, and I encourage you to make it. And also, if you do make it, let me know how you made it, if you used almond milk or coconut milk, or if you put it in a smoothie, because you could put it in a smoothie. And again, I bought this at Costco, and $8.97. And with this one, you make 60 cups of greens. I think that's very, very reasonable, and you actually save money in the long run by starting to buy these kind of superfoods that they were not so common. Well, I just discovered this maybe 6 months ago. So there's a lot of things coming up that I'm discovering, and that are becoming more common because people are learning to take health into their own hands. And it's not just about drinking water and exercising and eating kale. There's a lot of other superfoods that you can introduce into your diet. And that's about it. So in the meantime, have a great weekend. God bless you. I appreciate you watching this video, and if you can, please subscribe so you can be alerted of the future videos that I'm going to be making especially if you're interested in the Kyoto Protocol. Those will be coming up next. Maybe Monday. I'm going to try to do Monday or Tuesday, but it's going to be maybe, I don't know, 4 or 5 videos of simplifying keto for you. So have a great weekend. God bless you. And until next time, thank you.